Hey, y'all. It is the 20th of September, possibly where you're at, possibly not where you're at. No one knows. Time is mysterious. Welcome to the Ops Sync. So, just some things to kind of go over. I'm working on finalizing the new PagerDuty docs, workflows, and training and stuff. I hope to have it merged by the end of week. So make sure to give the MRs a read through. Let me know if anything you see there is kind of confusing or not clear. We obviously want those to be as understandable as possible. I have comments in those to make videos later, and I will do them in a future point of time, but those take a substantial amount of time, and I didn't want to delay the entire thing because I wanted to record videos. Cool. With Alyssa going on maternity leave next week, I noticed I had put her as the secondary for PagerDuty because I was going to train her and she wanted to learn that. It's going to be difficult with her on maternity leave. So I'm swapping over Dylan to be the secondary, and I'll train Dylan and all that fun stuff. And then when Alyssa gets back, either we'll swap her back as secondary and I'll help train her with it, or if Dylan's comfortable at that time, he would take primary and help train her with it, and then we'll kind of go from there. That's the tentative game plan for that. But it's going to be hard to train somebody who's on maternity leave because I don't want her popping into work just for training. So seemed to make the most sense. If you see Dylan around, congratulate him for deploying his first Zendesk app. He made a field notes app for several people using that function. We made a recording going over how to actually deploy it because he wasn't fully sure, and I felt like it was a good opportunity to record it and kind of show how we do that. If you've deployed an app, yes, it's boring. It's packaging it and then installing it in the UI. But there's an hour recording there so you can see exactly how that works. Nabil, I think you raised your hand.
No, he did that emoji.
Oh, okay. I'm bad with emojis. I know, like smiley face and frowny face. Cool. As it is approaching October, try to put in your PTO for the holidays you plan to take off. I know it's early, but obviously the more advanced notice we have, the better we can plan for coverage and the like. Not as big a deal for the ops team. There are like 4 of y'all. It's a lot easier to manage, but obviously the more in advance you do, the more we can kind of know if there's going to be a coverage issue, if there needs to be coverage on specific days. But always good to put in your PTO as early as you are aware. So if you plan on taking off Christmas or Boxing Day or Thanksgiving or any of that fun stuff, it's good to put in the PTO. I'm sure there are other holidays during that point of time, but the only ones I know off the top of my head are Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Boxing Day because it has a funny name. And it is not about boxing, and I was very sad about that. It's about packaging.
It is what you make it, Jason.
I mean, are you sure you want me to make a complete holiday around punching people? I feel like that's a bad holiday for most people. Nabil, I think you're trying to talk, but it's coming out very broken. Or is that just me?
No, it's the same way. It's like,
You might want to type it in the chat and I can vocalize it. So what do you do about holidays as of regional? Well, basically any holidays you'd be taking off. Like it doesn't have to actually be a holiday if it's just like I plan to be off the day before Christmas, not for Christmas, just because I wanted that day off. And I say that thinking on it, I believe Christmas is on a Sunday, but okay, there's some confusion I've seen with the team. Yes, regional holidays do not consume PTO time when you put them in PTO by routes, but that does not mean you're just by default off. You need to put them still in PTO by routes so that we can see them and know that you're actually taking it off. Good example is I think like Veterans Day is a US federal holiday, so it doesn't use PTO time for me when I put it in, but I'm going to be working that day anyway, I believe. So I'm not putting in PTO. So like when Lyle looks at it, he would say, Jason didn't put in PTO. I'm going to assume he is working that day. That's kind of the assumption we go. So, it's always don't ask, do tell kind of thing, but you do still need to put in the PTO, even if it is a friends and family day or whatever. That way we can see, okay, yeah, you are taking that day. You're not using a different day or whatever. And every region is super different on like their rules for PTO and holiday stuff. Like I know a lot of Europe does like, because Christmas is on a Sunday, you get Monday off because that would be the next day, I think. So it's always important to put in those PTO days just so we can be aware of that. Lyle?
I was going to say PTO by routes does have an auto add function. So like, let me just share my screen real quick. So if you go into PTO by routes and then select holidays, it will show you all of the holidays. And you can bulk add by region. So that will let you automatically load up everything for your region. But like Jason was saying, like if just take the days you want, and the GitLab's holiday policy is that if your country is recognizing holiday, you should take a holiday. But in support, we also have to be aware of coverage and communicate with each other, probably more than if you're working like as an SDR, for example.
Any questions on PTO in general? Cool. You all saw it, by the way. Lyle hasn't responded to my messages.
There's just so many of them.
I'm just saying, it's now on the recording. Everybody can see it. It's going to be on the public YouTube channel. All right. So beyond that, the change level stuff should be coming by end of week. Once it's merged in the handbook, the following week, so next Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it is for you, we'll go over what all that means. But yeah, just kind of letting you know that should be in by the end of the week. I've overthought my MR like 3 times and had to delete it. So I'm going to do a very simple one and then have Lyle look at it so I don't overthink it, because I keep overthinking it and I don't think that's necessary. So beyond that, we are still working on hiring another readiness ops person in a mayor. So keep on those assessments and interviews because no one likes waiting. I'm sure you can remember when we were hiring you and how terrible it was, the delay, even if it was a short delay, every minute you're not being actively part of that is just nerve wracking, at least in my opinion. So, pay it forward, get on those as soon as you can, all that fun stuff. And for team appreciation for this quarter, we're tentatively going to be doing the scavenger hunt, pending there's not a greater support team like wide appreciation thing being done. Working with Lyle to get confirmation on that. But once we kind of have more information, I'll make an issue and we'll have a discussion of how that'll go and all that fun stuff. But the general TLDR of how that works is we have the criteria for pictures to get. You get as many of them as you can. You upload them. In one of these meetings, we do like a slideshow and show them all. That one probably won't be recorded depending on the pictures because some people don't want their pictures publicly like that. But you also expend some food and we all vote on who had the best scavenger hunt results, and that person gets a reward gift thing to be determined. Usually to be determined by who actually wins it, because where you are located depends on the rewards you can get. I've before toyed with like, everybody can have an Amazon gift card. And then I talked with like Wei Ming, who showed me the prices of Amazon. I went, oh, never mind. That's not necessarily the best thing for some regions. So we'll do something for the reward person depending on their region and what it is they want and all that fun stuff. So it'll be a surprise. Surprise. Cool. That's all I see on the agenda, but does anybody have any comments, questions, concerns, feedback, thoughts? Updates on how their weekend went? Oh, you're all so quiet, so instead we're gonna do it this way. Dan, how was your weekend?
It was all right. I didn't do much. Last week I ran my foot over with the lawnmower, so
Are you
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, I just lost it's gross, but I lost the top of the toe. And
Oof.
so yeah, not a lot of walking. It's broken and but it's fine. Like it's mostly stuff that's just gonna heal. I just lost a toenail forever.
Fun.
Yeah, so permanently disfigured. But I was wearing
Forever?
flip-flops. Yeah, I was mowing the lawn in flip-flops, and then I was done, and I should have just started edging I should have went and got the edger, but I was like, oh, I can just do this with the mower. And then it almost ran over some wires, so I kind of yanked it, and then it was gonna fall on them. So I just like put my foot up to kick it back so it wouldn't land on the wires.
Mhm.
And my foot just went boom up into the. Whew. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
none of that sounds fun. Your weekend was fine.
Yeah, other than
My
that.
weekend would not be fine if that occurred. I would have been like, my weekend was terrible. I ran
Yeah.
over my foot with a lawnmower.
Well, that was last weekend, and then so this weekend I was just kind of I've just been kind of stuck home.
Fair enough. Well, moving forward, don't kick running lawnmowers.
Yeah,
I think that's the general summary of that.
yeah. I really
Bill
could
said-
have just released the thing and it would have stopped it. Like there's so much like my first thought when I did it was like, okay, how do I undo that? How do I not have just done that? Like,
Nah, I mean, hindsight's always a fun little thing.
right.
I've definitely had moments of, man, I just shouldn't have done that. That was the answer to that. I just shouldn't have. But
Yeah.
Nabil said his earbuds are still kind of broken, but he said his weekend was good. Alyssa, how was your weekend?
I didn't do anything interesting aside from fixing my hospital bag and the baby stuffs. So I just stayed home the whole day.
I mean, it's fun you're preparing for that and all that. You excited?
No. More like terrified than excited.
That's fair. I've never had fun going to the hospital. I can't imagine it's any fun for you either.
Yeah.
Lyle, how was your weekend?
It was good. We had our charity ride that I posted in Slack the other week. So thank you everyone who donated. I don't have the final numbers, which is why I haven't put a thank you out. But I think in total we raised like almost $45,000. So I think that's
Awesome.
actually our best year so far. And we changed before we were with like it was this thing that another charity helped organize and they took a larger percentage and now we kind of went on our own and so we don't lose that percentage. So high number raised and less gets taken. So I'm very, very happy with that.
Awesome.
Is that
Were you the
charity-
winner for Team Kozlov?
No, I was not. I got the number one was the teenage boys in the building, of course. They're so happy and snooty. And then I think my kids definitely beat me.
Is that charity a yearly thing?
Yeah, we do. Well, we do 3 events a year. So this is the one that's the easiest to just like post and share. It's just the charity bike ride, but we also do, we have a Zoom evening where we kind of talk about different resident stories and talk a little bit about what we do. And then we have a dessert night where we invite people on site to like hear some of the same stuff, but in a little bit different format.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. Well, I know it's one of the things I look forward to seeing every year. It's always fun. One year you'll actually win though. I don't think you'll. Your kids are always going to beat you.
Yeah. My kids are much better fundraisers than I am. It's the cuteness. Eventually they'll be adults and they'll have kids of their own and then they'll fail like me.
There are worse things to fail at though. Raising money for charity, I don't feel like you ever fail.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we like the competition aspect is like, even if you don't win, you still the right thing
Still
wins.
won, yeah. Right on. And I guess I should say what my weekend was. I didn't do a whole lot. I cleaned and started trying to organize the garage, but that's going to be like a multi-weekend, multi-day thing. Clutter just from having gathered stuff. I went to like access our freezer and had to move like 2 bikes and a punching bag and a bunch of stuff just to get a pound of meat. And I was like, well, this clearly isn't going to work out. Because my first thought was not took that long to get meat. It was the water heater's right by that. And if there's an emergency, I really shouldn't have to move that much stuff to get to it. So I'm working on that, which is not fun because organizing my house has never been my specialty. I can organize my computer and organize other things, but when it comes to my house, chaotic mess has always been my go-to. That doesn't work very well. So after I get things all moved and cleaned and all that, then I get to start going hunting for organization stuff like shelving and all that. And the fun of finding studs and playing my least favorite game, which is, did I actually get the stud or did I miss the stud by like a millimeter? Because stud detectors are terrible. Even the good ones are terrible. Of course, you always get to watch DIY shows.
How many times do you like run it across your chest and then show your wife?
Every time. I used to have one that had a glitch in it where the first, like, if it detected, metal, it would beep. So I used to put it right on my necklace so it'd beep and be like, haha. But that was actually a pretty severe glitch to that thing. It shouldn't have been doing that. So I was like, I should probably get a better one because this definitely isn't detecting correctly. I said that out loud, which was regrettable because my wife's like, so it doesn't detect studs correctly. I'm like, oh, got me. But no, I do that dad joke like every single time. I cannot help myself. I don't know where I got it from either because my dad never did that. It came from somewhere. But yeah, that's mostly my weekend was organizing stuff up until October 8th when we go to Ren Fair. Like my weekends are going to mostly be chores. October 8th when we go to Ren Fair, I'll have like pictures and fun stuff, but until then, chores. Cool. Anybody else? Last minute thoughts, comments, ideas? Cool. Well, I will let y'all go about your day. I think that gives you like 10 minutes back. So enjoy the rest of your day, evening, afternoon, dawn, dusk, fortnight, whatever it is.
I'll see you
Bye, all.
all when I get back. This is probably my last team meeting for the year.
That's
Oh.
true. Well,
Yeah.
we will miss you. Don't worry. We'll take care of everything here. So you just focus on the baby. And we do expect pictures at some point when convenient for you.
I will definitely send you pictures.
Awesome. Cool. Well, bye all. Have a good rest of your week.
Thank you all. Bye.